everyone. As you already know, my name is Dante, and today I am accompanied by my good friend now, Eric.
Hello, Townsend. Hello,
Hello.
people.
Yes, he's also from Estonia, which is where I'm living now. And I kind of had just wanted to invite him here and like ask him a few questions, do a little short interview, just to get I don't know, different people's perspectives on a couple of different topics, because I thought that that would be interesting. So,
Yoo-hoo.
woo! All right. So for one, I guess you can start by telling us, what do you do here in Estonia?
I'm a personal trainer,
Mm-hmm.
and down here is my dear client.
Yes, I've been working on bulking up. You know, I got some muscles now, so it's working slowly but surely.
Yeah. Yeah. You're one of my favorite ones.
Thank you. You're my favorite trainer as well. You know, you're actually my favorite one, so this is good.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I guess we can just dive right into it. So I feel like in Estonia, like I think I was telling you before, like I think that the culture here is definitely very different than other places that I have like lived and been to. And also, I know you had visited and lived in America as well when you were in high school. What would you say, like I guess top three like main differences that you observed from like the U.S. to here?
Well, I was at high school,
Mm-hmm.
so I can only, basically tell the school
Mm-hmm.
differences in school. I would say U.S. schools are much easier. There's no exams really.
Mm-hmm.
The attitude is different. For example, when the bell rings and the class
Mm-hmm.
ends, here, people still finish their assignments,
Mm-hmm.
and they are very uh, true about the stuff they do.
Mm-hmm.
But there, they drop the pen and leave the class immediately. And this is one of the things. Like, at least at this school,
Yeah.
I was there.
And that was in Iowa?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Iowa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stewart, Iowa.
Stewart, Iowa.
Yeah.
Iowa, yes. Okay, so basically the main difference is that people were more thorough. They cared more about like their schoolwork and everything here in Estonia than they do in the US. And what else?
Mm, Also, religion.
Mhm.
In United States, people are more religious.
Mhm.
Estonia is the least religious country in the world.
Yes. Yeah,
So
I
there's a church behind us, but this one was built like a couple of hundred years ago. So and actually it's not a church. It's a museum. So.
So okay, so actually with that, how do you think that like living in a country that really where religion is like not a big deal and it's like such a secular country, how do you think that has like affected you? Because I know I've talked to a lot of like my coworkers, like the women, and one of my coworkers, she's in her 40s, and she says she's just now thinking about like getting married. Before did not did not consider marriage. Like she was like, yeah, why would I get married? And I kind of think that that has a lot to do with religion, because I think religion is like not the only reason, but I think that's a big reason why people get married. And yeah,
So the question is,
like how do you think that that plays a part? I guess in like for you, I guess like how does not really subscribing to any religion affect like your everyday life? How do you think it affects like who you are and the decisions you make? And
well, yeah, marriage is not that popular
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
So I guess just people live together and that's enough for them already.
Do you feel like that's like as romantic, or do you feel like it's more romantic actually, because then people are like making the decision because they really want to be with that person if they're with that person, because if not, they have no qualms about leaving the person and getting someone else. So it's like,
I don't know the statistics, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think the marriage saves anybody,
Yeah.
you know. But I'm not sure if there is a religion has anything to do with getting married or not. It's just maybe Estonians are more like plain, like little bit more, you know, introverted and kind of boring. Not have so much, you know, traditions and.
I feel like you guys seem to have a lot of traditions.
No, I mean like this, you know, like exclusive, you know, like events like marriage or you know, like down to earth, you know, we're more down to earth.
But that's what I mean, like, because I feel like, so in like other countries where like religion is bigger, I feel like marriage happens a lot more, and it's like more of a big deal, and it's like if you get a divorce, like it's more of a big deal, and so people, I don't know, like I feel like people seem to more likely to get married and then they get divorced, but here it seems like people don't even get married. So if they decide, hey, I don't want to be with this person anymore, it's very easy for them to just be like, okay, we're gonna break up, because it's not like you have to do anything legal, you know, in order to. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I feel like if someone is with someone here, it's like because they truly, and especially if they're with them for a long time, I guess my assumption, which very well could be wrong, is like they're really actually want to be with that person because they're making the choice every day to be with them without marriage, without anything, to stay with this person. Or it could just be comfort and laziness.
I'm not so sure it's that, you know.
Yeah.
It's just I really don't know the answer. The religion may play a part, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because like I've never ever lived anywhere where people cared so little about that. Like, and especially women. Like, yes, men are always like the ones who like don't really want to commit, and like I feel like that's like a normal thing. But I've never lived somewhere where the women were like, oh yeah, like why would I want to get married? Like it was very like. It was like interesting and refreshing to hear it like from the women, because like when I hear from men, I'm like, of course, but like to actually hear women say it, it was surprising. But also, next question. So for you, we already kind of like touched a little bit on like, you know, you're being like a personal trainer and things of that nature. What would your perfect future look like? What is like paradise, heaven, or whatever for you? How would life look?
In terms of career or
like
life?
Yeah, like both in terms of life. What would the next, like let's say 5 years, like if you could play it any way you wanted?
It's the thing about Estonia is that there is only like 1.3 million people here, and about 1/3 of them are Russian-speaking people. So the client base here is really limited. If you speak in Estonian, you already like the Russians already, you know, may not be in your clients. So, you know. Ooh. And yeah, so you know, and everybody else is also having a competition, you know, to get these few clients, you know. And as soon as you start to do something like, which is
different,
like very, you know, unique or kind of
niche.
Niche, yeah. The client base, you know, shrinks rapidly. You know.
Also, do you want to talk about what kind of gym you have, because it is unique?
Yeah, I'm facing this issue right now. I'm a personal trainer, but my specialty is calisthenics, so it's a bodyweight training. And this in order I have to really, in order to make it popular, I have to really explain people what it is. There is not many people who already know what it is. But this is hard job, this is hard job, because people are used to whatever they do. Usually they get tired after work, then they just run on the treadmill, do some biceps curls, and then just hit the sauna and go home. But this bodyweight training, this takes like a commitment to change their habits, change their training style, and it's this is the issue I'm facing right now. How to
So in 5 years, not the issue, what would be your dream situation? What would be your dream life, professionally and personally?
Like, professionally, I hope. I mean, I can't do the job of promoting calisthenics. It's takes too much energy. But I hope that in 5 years it gets popular, by itself. But I'm already seeing it actually. So in 5 years, I hope to have clients lining up to my studio, and I'm able to raise prices and hire some workforce.
So do you think that you'd want to maybe start offering packages online, or just only like in person?
Yeah,
like
also
at the gym?
online, and online, on site, everything. And personally, that's a whole different story. That's a hard one. You should have sent me the questions before.
No, but I wanted to get like your like, okay, let me prepare this like specific. I wanted to get like the real first thing that comes to your mind answer. But even with your, like, I don't know, I think with having like your plan or your goal for the future, I think it's good to like actually know exactly what you want. I'm gonna say this. This is one thing that I've really noticed with like Estonian people and also German people. If you like ask them about like a plan or a goal, or if you tell them about like a plan or a goal you have, they immediately go to the negatives or the things that would not work out. Because did you notice how when I asked him, what is your goal, what is your dream, what is your paradise, what is the best case scenario of what you want for your future, he immediately said, oh, there's a lot of Russians here, you can't really get them, like, and you immediately went to the reasons why things are not good, instead of saying what you actually want, like the positive thing.
Yeah, Estonians are, we say that we've been slaves for 700 years. We got the slavery ended about the same time at, I think 860, about the same time as the United States. And before that, we were slaves for 700 years. But owned by different oppressors
Countries,
like Sweden, Russians, Germans, Polish, you name it, Danish, and it's I think it's in our psyche to see the oppressor everywhere.
Yeah, to think of all the reasons why it could go wrong, to mentally, I guess, prepare yourself for maybe what you feel like is inevitable, even though it maybe is not. Maybe things will work out. Maybe things could be.
Yeah. I vote for that.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I know you're not like maybe well, actually you are super into like the spiritual stuff with like the manifesting and everything. And I think that like when you write things out, or when you have like a game plan of like, this is what I want, like I don't know how I'm going to make it happen, but this is what I want, I think that it does help. Because like when I came to Germany, or to Europe in general, I had no plan. Like I just knew, okay, like I want to have a job that I can afford to like live life, and I want to live in Europe, and I wanted to have a bike with a basket. And I was like very specific that I wanted a bike with a basket.
Did you get them?
I did. I did. I got a bike and I had a basket. I mean, I don't have one here, but when I was in Germany, I got my bike with the basket. I should have said that I wanted the bike to run properly because the chain on it didn't work properly, so it was very like it was slow and there's something wrong with the tire. But I got the bike, I got the basket, I had a job. It wasn't like a great job, and it was like very stressful financially, but I managed to get my visa. I did all the main things. And I think the reason why the job was the part that was like also not so great is because I wasn't specific. Like I was like, I have no idea. I have no idea what.
This stuff hasn't worked for me well. I tried to manifest, but.
But are you manifesting like what you just did just with me, when you were like, oh, but it can't work because of this, or like this is an issue and this is an issue? Because if you're manifesting like that, that's probably why it's not working.
The stuff I've been successful with, I haven't really manifested. I just done.
Yeah, yeah.
But in terms of spiritual work, I don't do the manifestation as much as I do more like letting go.
Yeah.
And finding issues within myself and dealing with these, and it's more like internal work.
Yeah.
So that's you know.
But I feel like that's where it starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's definitely where it starts, is to like let things go, because I do also think that when you hold on to something so tightly, then it's gonna
finding your inner child.
Yes, and healing.
Yes.
And healing the inner child for sure. So, with that in mind, I was gonna ask you. So, growing up, who was someone that you really looked up to, and why?
Captain Planet. You know that one?
Of course I do.
You know?
Yeah, Captain
Planet, he's a hero.
Yeah.
It's gonna take pollution
Down
to
to
zero.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess I probably already know why he was your who you looked up to, but I guess you can just say why.
This cartoon came like once a week on every Sunday, and I actually woke up earlier to see it, and you know, I guess he was my hero because he was shown on TV.
Really? That's the only reason?
Yeah, he's like a positive, you know. I'm still, you know, very, you know, pro nature. So
yeah.
maybe he actually had an effect on me.
Yeah. You know, I also really liked the show too. I feel like now I think a little bit differently about it, because before I used to think the guy who was like heart. I used to think that he was like the weak one. I'm like
pussy.
But now I have like more respect for him, because I understand now that, like, you know, you needed the heart, you needed the love to like heal some of the other issues. Although it didn't always work, because it seemed like he was always using it more so on animals than he was on people. Did you notice that? Like,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, like it seemed like he would be like hard, and then like the animals would all like come together and like help.
If he had used it on people, he would be like this Eros figure or whatever. You know?
Like your dad, yeah.
Arrow.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so okay, this is a good one too. This will be my last question, because I don't know how much time we're at, but I don't want it to be super long. How has your life been different than what you imagined it to be when you were a kid? Or what did you want to be when you were a kid? How did you imagine your life would be?
I don't remember imagining anything, you know. Did you imagine your life?
Yeah.
It was more like battling everyday struggle. So you know, I had some hardships.
Yeah.
And I dealt with these, so I didn't have any. This has to do also this manifesting thing. something.
Yeah.
I haven't done this. I didn't do back then,
Yeah.
so I can't really answer.
That's really interesting. You never thought about like, okay, when I get older, I'm gonna do this, or my life, like I'm not. This is just temporary what I'm dealing with. Because when I get older, I'm gonna be like this, or anything.
Maybe I always felt that I'm not gonna struggle financially.
Mhm.
So, or not worry about it.
Mhm.
So, but it's not like a vision. I just
Yeah.
felt it all the time.
Yeah.
And it still kind of applies even if I don't have that much money. I still don't really doesn't
Stress
really
you out,
bother me.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I feel like when I was a kid, I had wanted to be a doctor and a gymnast. That's what I had always envisioned myself to be. Actually, like, okay, I think even when I was a kid, I think I was like all over the place, like how I am now, because I also wanted to be a ballerina and a fashion designer too.
Back then it was like the passion about to be a cosmonaut.
A cosmonaut.
It's what's it in English? Space.
Oh, and an astronaut.
Astronaut.
Yeah. Yeah. I never wanted to be an astronaut.
Everybody wanted to be.
Well, based on our conversation about aliens earlier, I guess maybe it would have been a very interesting thing. But yeah, no, I feel like I used to always be sick, and I think since I was always sick and I was always at the hospital, I wanted to be a doctor. And I shouldn't say I was sick, because I wasn't sick, but I was always getting like injured. Like I would fall off and like break my arm. I had a hernia. I was like allergic to tall grass. I fell and burned the side of my face. Yeah, like I was just like always in the hospital. So I think maybe that's why I wanted to be a doctor, because I'm like, oh,
you can fix yourself. Then.
Yeah, I can fix myself. I can fix other people, and I really liked art and stuff. So I liked like making clothes. But yeah, I definitely for sure thought about what I wanted to do when I was older. And actually, when I was in high school, I did like this list about what are you gonna like, where do you see yourself in 10 years? We had to do it for our English class, and I said it was like I chose the most basic thing. When I was in high school, I said that I wanted to work in a coffee shop and have a studio apartment. That was like the life I envisioned for myself. Living in Canada.
Dante's email name is Curious Researcher. So you've been. I think the way I hear you is like you've been always very imaginative. So,
maybe so. Yeah.
Like creating visions. I think listening to you, I'm not that kind. I've been like more down to earth.
Yeah, I definitely have think about things a lot. Like, oh, what would this be like? But I feel like my visions are not that crazy though, because like working at a coffee shop.
My vision, the crazy visions we don't tell in YouTube.
Yes, I know what you're. Okay, so I will just end it with this. This will be my last question. What are you most proud of?
I guess the proud is not the right word. Satisfied, maybe. It's like my job, my studio, my people. This gives me a more peace of mind. So this is it. I do what I like what I do, and I can say I'm proud. Proud. Yeah. No.
But I feel like I don't think being proud is like it's not like I don't think it's automatically like a bad thing or like an arrogant thing. I think like you could be proud like that I basically accomplished having my own studio and becoming like a trainer and like helping people. Like it makes me proud to see like the progress I see people making, like that, and that I was able to be a part of it. I don't think that that's bad to be proud of like things you worked.
Can be said so, yeah. More like happy or satisfied.
Yeah. Okay. Happy or satisfied with that. Well, sounds good. Well, that was my last question.
Thank you, Downton.
Thank
I
you,
hope you
Eric.
get a lot of views.
Well, I feel like I just want to say that this whole setting, the fact that I'm not in my apartment or a room, this is definitely courtesy of Eric, because he said that, you know, as an artist, he wants to perform only in the best settings. So we're here in the
As a joke.
beautiful, yes, as a joke, in the beautiful settings of the Old Town, which is really nice. And it's actually a beautiful day. And it's so nice that we have good weather, because it's like 7-8 months of darkness. I don't know, very long winters here. So this is nice. The fact that I'm able to wear short sleeves and be outside it's a miracle. It's amazing. But that was all. You guys have a wonderful day. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.